Every time this man's on the floor, you got to be tuned in. He may do something wild.
There is a different energy to this man's game.
He came out looking like a man on a mission.
Yeah, he is eating the Blazers for dinner tonight.
Draymond finds him another three. 62!
You the Jordan meme, right? I take all that personally.
Get it, Steph. Taking 2021 seriously, guys. 62. And here's the thing. It wasn't just against anybody. It was against the Blazers, a really good team. So, Stephen A., what did the performance tell you about him?
Well, it just reminded me that this is the greatest shooter since mankind existed. I've never seen a shooter greater than Steph Curry. I mean, it's off the dribble, it's spot up, it's anywhere on the floor, it's his movement without the basketball, it's catch and shoot, it's taking you off the dribble, it's spotting up. This brother is the greatest shooter we have ever seen, period. And when you take that in consideration and you just tickle your imagination as to when Clay gets back, the Golden State Warriors will be back at the very least in the conference finals because they're just too lethal of marksmen to ignore. I want to put this into consideration. Steph Curry is considered to be struggling. He is averaging 32 points on 45% shooting from the field, 36% shooting from three-point range, and that's considered struggling. Oh, by the way, he's shooting 98% from the free throw line. I mean, this is just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. This is who he is. The first 10 years of his career, this man has shot better than 40% from three-point range. The first 10 years of his career. We celebrate people who do it once. And this dude did it the first 10 years. He is the greatest shooter man has ever seen. I know it sounds hyperbolic. It's not. It is not an exaggeration. I don't care whether you bring in Bird, whether you bring in Ray Allen, Reggie Miller, Chris Mullin. I don't give a damn. There has never been a shooter this great. And when Clay gets back, look the hell out. Golden State is going to be immediately back in championship contention. And by the way, I like that kid Wiseman.
Well, he's clearly the greatest shooter ever. He's a mobile artillery unit because he can go get his own shot, and he invented shooting it from a million miles away, which created even more space. You know, how can you change the NBA? Make it a 4-point shot if it's farther away. So it didn't occur to people, no, it's all right to shoot it from 10 feet behind the arc if you can hit it regularly, which he can, which opens up the whole offense. He revolutionized the game. And by the way, for years, I thought he was not a clutch shooter, Stephen A. I saw it in the playoffs. I don't care what anyone says. You go back and look at the highest leverage moments. I thought, why is Steph not as good here as he normally is? Shooting the ball. Even that started to change. Even that started to change. You know, that started to change. Given enough reps, he's now deadly in the clutch with the ball in his hand. It wasn't always that way. It is now. This is what I was thinking yesterday. This is what I took from the performance. And like a lot of people, I was watching football and keeping track of what was going on in the basketball game. Oh, my God, Steph went for, 31 at the half. Now he's up to 40-something. Now he's up to 50-something, 62. Stephen A., there have been more athletic point guards than Steph, obviously. Allen Iverson or Russell Westbrook, MVPs who are clearly more gifted athletically overall, right? There have been better two-way point guards than Steph Curry. Chris Paul or Isaiah Thomas, right, or John Stockton. There have been players who've done a lot of what Steph has done. Steve Nash, although Steph is really Nash 2.0 because he doesn't need to monopolize the ball. It doesn't stick with him, and he shoots it even better than Nash. But when I look at the history of the NBA, you take away Magic Johnson, right? Modern NBA. Take away Magic, who's 6'8", 6'9". He is a point guard, and he's the greatest ever. But I'm talking about of the regular-sized point guards. Steph's the best who ever did it. He's the greatest of all time. And for all the reasons I just mentioned. Ball doesn't stick. Unselfish player who can score from anywhere, who makes all his teammates better shooters. And by the way, he's not a good defender because he's not big, he's wiry, he's not so, long, but he plays defense. It's not like he's not there. Go ahead.
Steph Curry the other day in practice, Max,
yeah,
made 105 straight three-pointers. 105
Yeah, it's stupid.
straight
Yeah.
three-pointers without a miss. Steve Kerr had the joke of the year when he sat up there and said he choked. He didn't get to 106. You understand? 105
Yeah.
Hard as
straight
anything 105
three
times in a row.
Stephen A., can you imagine how motivated he must be having to sit all last year and then Clay goes down? I mean, it's like his back's against the wall and he's just showing us who he is. We will
He's
leave it
motivating
there.
the triple
Don't forget
teaming them,
also,
trapping them, and all of that stuff, but he's special.
Yeah, of course.
Just
And then
special.
he's not playing around.
Changed
He's
the game.
showing him, he's that dude. I just want to mention this, though. They do play the Clippers Wednesday. That one's on ESPN, so that game should be a lot of fun. When we come back here, how upset...
It's clear that some things have been frustrating you at the start of the season. So what were the things that have been marinating in your mind that helped him come out for a 21-point first quarter and then extending that to a 62-point record night?
I mean, losing in the fashion that we were in the first three games was never a good feeling, but you got to take those lumps and learn from them. And I think I think I said on Friday we got to test our resiliency, and we obviously proved that tonight. We got a lot more work to do. It's more so just trying to get to that level that we expect, and to be able to get a chemistry and a kind of expectation of what it's going to take for us to win this year. And we showed a lot of bright spots obviously tonight offensively. I saw the pictures and the way that they were defending me a lot better. I was able to pick and choose my spots, obviously be aggressive from the start, and shots fall. It was a pretty crazy night.
And Draymond said you could tell right away there was a little or I starting this game. Is part of this still personal for you?
Cue the Jordan meme, right? I take all that personally. It's just an opportunity to kind of assert my will on the game early and try to create some energy and get off to the right foot. I think as crazy as it sounds after the game, all we really wanted to do was win the first quarter and take it from there. And obviously that's what we did, and continued momentum. And we got a winning spirit. We just got to figure out how to do it consistently. And against the good teams in the league, it's going to test us.
You so much feed off of the fans and that energy, and you seem to kind of ignite your own energy with your teammates. How was that? And was it kind of strange not to have a building full of people, cheering every shot that you hit?
It was different. I heard Coach talk about all 42 people in the stands, gave me a round of applause when leaving the last 30 seconds of the game. But more so, we just had a better energy to start the game where you can feed off of that. And in this league, that's all you really need. And, we have some talented guys that I think that we care, and we're trying to get to the level again that we want to be at. So when you have something to be excited about, you kind of feed off your own energy, and things start to go your way. So there is no. I was around when obviously when Clay scored 60, and there's a different environment, a different experience, and you understand what that's like. This was totally different, but I'll take it.
You're not obviously going to score 62 every night.
Hey, why not?
If you do, you do. But do you feel like you need to hunt shots more like you did tonight than maybe you did the first few games?
I mean, it's more so just seeing how the defense is playing me and just trying to make the right decisions. Obviously, I think I got to shoot and I got to score, but how it could look different from night to night. So that's what I got to continue to understand. And being aggressive might not mean getting double-digit shots every quarter. It's kind of just, again, especially as we start to implement our offense and see those patterns, we can start to open up more space, and I can affect the game that way. But I definitely have to be aggressive. I got to be decisive. And, tonight to start the game like that, I think it gave us all a big boost.
Do you feel like 62
points save your legacy, or do you have 60 more games, as Seth said on Twitter?
That was my favorite tweet I saw before. So he knows how to keep it real for me. But there's nothing really needed to be said before tonight, and there's nothing I need to say afterward. It's just, like I said, I got a lot left in the tank, and just thankful to God that I'm healthy and able to be back out there playing and enjoying the game that I love, and surprising myself from time to time. So it's pretty awesome to kind of have a night like this, obviously get the win, and see where it goes from here.
Steph, you've had crazy highs, but it's been a rough year and change. What is it about your personality that lets you come out and be resilient and have nights like tonight after all that?
I don't get frazzled too easily, and very confident in who I am, and as a person, as a basketball player, and there's not going to be anything you can say about me or to me that's going to affect that. At the end of the day, that's how I got here, and I got a lot of people in my circle that understand what makes me tick and how much I enjoy this game, and all the different challenges that you get to experience, having been around 12 years plus. So it's going to be that kind of narrative from here on out, and I love it. I love everything about what this game offers, and the competitiveness and the fire, and I never run from it. So just excited to just be in that atmosphere where I get to play at the highest level and enjoy what I do.
Did you get a sense tonight when you were? Go ahead, Mark.
Thank you, sir. Steph, ordinarily, if we saw you scored 62 points, we would think you hit a gazillion threes. But tonight it was like a lot of downhill, a lot of attacking the rim. Was that something you saw in the matchups? What motivated this approach to 62?
Just being decisive. I saw, whether it was pick and roll or getting off the ball, kind of slowed down a little bit, and knew that if we got to the right, our spacing on Friday was not great, and we looked at some film and understood how to get to the right positions on the floor for everybody to have room to work. And I got to those spots in the first quarter, and it was just, I was feeling good. I obviously had good energy and was able to get downhill and get to the bucket, and that softens the defense up a little bit, and then you can start to get some transition threes, or obviously got to hit some tough ones from time to time, but it's just a matter of taking what the defense gave me in the first quarter and getting a good flow from there. So definitely helped, honestly, to play the same team twice and make the adjustments. It was really like a playoff type vibe where you can watch the film, know that they probably weren't going to make too many adjustments because it worked on Friday, and we had to answer.
Hey, Steph, Colin with Cron 4. Have you talked to Klay Thompson at all tonight? I saw he tweeted at you about joining the Elite 60-point club.
No, I haven't talked to him yet. I'll call him on the way home, but I appreciated the tweet. I've been chasing to get in that club, since he did it. So, it takes one to know one, so I appreciate it.
Just one more follow-up about him, but what has your communication been like with him over the last couple games? Obviously, some ups and downs. I know that he wishes he could be there. Have you talked to him at all just in the last week? Has he had any advice or input for the team at all?
We all exchanged texts, and he sent us all a dope message before our first game on the East Coast last week, and obviously, want him to be around. I think he hopefully be here soon and be a part of the fold and start his rehab process. But he brings such a great energy to the room, and we miss it. So looking forward to having him around.
Criticism doesn't get to you, but you're obviously very perceptive. You know what's said and all the people that are talking. So as you go through a game like this, have you figured out over time why so many people are so critical of your game, seemingly constantly, no matter what you do?
I mean, you have guys and fans and teams and all across the board, whoever you root for, whatever player, whatever team. It's kind of where the league is right now. It's you got to take the good with the bad in terms of when you have a 5-year stretch like we had, and obviously I don't have the track record before 2014-15. That's kind of the normal, top of the league kind of status or whatnot, and kind of taking the league by storm. All that stuff is just a part of the fold, and the great ones always, again, are confident who they are, and no matter what's said, and no matter what, it's that what have you done for me lately type of vibe. It doesn't affect us or me in that respect. So when you win and when you kind of sustain that, you're always going to have a target on your back, and you're going to try to poke holes, and that's part of the business. I can't answer any better than that. It's just, I like being talked about because there's expectations.
Steph, what was the scene in the locker room post-game? Draymond said it was pretty fun with Steve and James and
Yeah, I took the Rook shine tonight. He had his first double-double, and Coach gave him a pump fake. Thought he was getting a game ball. I think he showed his hands, and then he's like, "Nah, I'm just playing. We got to give it to the guy that scored 60." So, yeah, a good fun moment. Actually, yeah, I was over there cheering. I thought he was really going to give it to him, and I was going to try to get a replacement or something. But I got to take that one home.
Draymond had one tonight, but what did he give you elsewhere, pretty much everywhere else?
Take Draymond's defensive highlight reel tonight, and that's a clinic on how you affect a game on that end of the floor. It's a master class on just being in the right place at the right time, seeing things two steps ahead, being vocal, helping everybody be attached and on a string. And we don't just say what we say about him defensively. He actually proves it and shows it time and time again. It was flawless in terms of how he can impact the game without scoring a bunch of points.
I want to take advantage of your hoodie, and after a game like tonight, how do you celebrate? And does it include, since you do have a Luka Fiasco daydreaming hoodie, does it include special food and liquor?
That was really good. Nah, time with my wife tonight. We got a game tomorrow, so that's why I was kind of late getting here. Got recovery, got to turn around and play the Kings tomorrow. But I'll definitely listen to his album on the way home in the car for sure.
Let's do one more. I gotta get somebody. Last one.
How do you handle Ayo's criticism to your advantage?
It's no different than how I approach every game. It's just kind of an extra little fire, but it's a long season, and a lot of things can happen, and we have a lot to focus on as a team to get to where we want to be as a unit and competing night in, night out. So that's all you got to really focus on, and we're about that life right now.
Great, thanks everybody. I gotta get Steph to.
Yeah. I'm a star, shining brightest in the darkest times. I'm a star, twinkle, twinkle. I bring the sparkle in, light your world up. Yeah, light your world up.